Over the last few years, I've helped hundreds of investors find the right finance to scale their property portfolios. In that time, I've seen success stories of people building portfolios worth millions of pounds, and I've also seen people get stuck at property number one or two. They make basic mistakes at the beginning of their property journey that compound over time and ultimately lose them thousands of pounds, leaving years of potential capital growth on the table. And oftentimes, the fix is actually a pretty simple one. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the basic mistakes many property investors make in the early days, how to identify your areas of weaknesses as an investor, and the next steps you need to take to begin growing your portfolio today. Most people think of property investing like this: buy a property, rent it out, wait a few years for the increase in value, refinance to pull out equity, then use that as a deposit for another property and go again. And that's definitely a reasonable plan long term, but it's not the way any serious investors scale their property portfolios. So you need to shift how you think about property investing, but this is where most people get stuck. If you're struggling to grow your property portfolio, it's usually because of one of three things. Lack of knowledge can cause you to make costly mistakes to the tune of thousands of pounds, or can lead to following property strategies that aren't aligned to your long-term goals. Building a good foundation of knowledge first can help you accelerate your growth. Use YouTube channels like this one to get an understanding of property strategies and finance basics. Define your short, medium, and long-term goals. Which property strategy most aligns with them? Get advice or mentoring from people who are 3 to 5 years ahead of you. These are usually people who are moving in the direction you want to, but are still close enough to relate to your current situation and actually understand investing in the current market. Speak to professionals in each area of the legal and finance side of property. Mortgage advisors, how much can you borrow? What lending is available for your chosen strategy? Accountants, what structure do I need to apply for your next deal? Solicitors, what does the legal process entail, versus commercial, residential, etc. Selling agents, start to understand deal flow and local area insights. Finally, get good at admin. Knowing what paperwork will be required at each stage and having it ready to go will speed up almost every deal. All of these actions will help you better understand how to structure your next deal and put yourself in the best possible position to get it over the line as quickly as possible. If you're weighing up your next property deal and you want someone to walk you through these questions and help you secure the best possible deal to fund your property, we help investors with every aspect of the financing process, no matter which property strategy you decide on. You can click on the link in the description and we'll see how we can help you scale your portfolio faster and more securely. Now, if you find that you've done all the courses, watched all the videos, and you maybe even got experience from buying your first or second investment property, but you still find yourself stuck, it's likely because lack of deals or lack of funding. For both of those things, there's no silver bullet I can give you in a YouTube video, but if you lack deals, make sure you have a clearly defined strategy and know what your investment limits are. For example, your budget, location, and preference of exit strategy. Network. Go to property events, post on social media, shout about what you do, and let people know you're always ready to buy, even if you don't quite have the funding in place yet. Consider working with reputable deal sources. Just make sure you factor those fees into your numbers when you structure the deal. Be friendly to your local estate agents. Let them know that you're always on the lookout for deals that fit a specific criteria and make yourself easy to work with. Doing all those things should help you start seeing an increase in deal flow. But if you don't have access to any funds to progress, you'll still find yourself pretty much at a standstill. If you're looking to secure private investment, similar to securing these deals, networking and social media will serve you well. Shout about what you do, post the projects you're already working on, let people know how they can get involved. You'd be surprised where private investment can come from, be it friends and family with savings or a stranger that comes across your content. If, like most investors, you want a more structured and long-term approach to financing your deals, work with a reputable broker who can work with you to access your long-term goals and then connect you with the best funding options. If you're just starting out, most mortgage or finance brokers can serve this purpose well. But if you have long-term plans of building a robust property portfolio, you want to connect with people that specialize in property finance so they can help you structure deals that are more closely aligned with your long-term goals. Whoever you decide to work with, make sure that you do your due diligence. Ask them about their experience with financing exactly the type of property strategies you're working on. Before getting started, have them walk you through what the whole process will look like from start to finish. Check their reviews and, if possible, speak to investors who have previously worked with them. One of the best things about property is that it compounds, but this applies to both your successes and your mistakes. So make sure you take the time to really assess the numbers and the finance implications of every deal and how it ties into your long-term goals. And if you want someone to walk you through the best structure for your next property deal, all the way from finance option to exit strategy, remember you can book a free strategy call below and I'd be happy to help. If you're eyeing up a buy-to-let as your next investment, make sure you watch this next video where I walk you through absolutely everything you need to know about UK buy-to-let mortgages in 2026.